the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our matchup tonight taking place in Milwaukee, the BMO Harris Bradley Center, as we watch the Bucks go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, they find themselves with a comparable win percentage to this time last year, but looking to make a push as this season continues. And LeBron James last season got some MVP votes, and while he didn't come away with the award, I think, Kenny, that most would consider him the best player in the league, if not the world.
Well, he's the most difficult player to guard or have a game plan for. Nobody can really take over a game like he does, and the problem that you have with LeBron is who guards him, what position you put on him.
You know, any team that LeBron is on is considered a title contender, and you can't say that about anyone else in the league, so that's why he's the MVP every year.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off.
Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action. Coming to you live on this Saturday night. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You can feel the energy here in the BMO Harris Bradley Center. The Bucks looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers. They were dominated last year. Not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
Two division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 3 more times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. In these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at center.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Here's Monroe, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. That is good. And so it's Cleveland with it. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And even in hostile territory as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
Milwaukee with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. 5 on the clock. Parker dishes to Middleton. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
The drive by Love, and that one's good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And Carter Williams slams it in.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this, though.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Here's Smith after the basket by Milwaukee. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
First one falls for him. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
Now here's Carter Williams. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air. And getting after it on the offensive glass and adding to that early total with the putback.
And here's Irving. He picked up 15 points in their last win against New York. Back to LeBron. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
The first free throw is good.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
And James drills them both. Bucks are a strong team last year at home to start the year, certainly. The whole league was marveling at their start. Much improved, Greg, from the season before. But go off, Greg, a touch late in the season.
And Kevin, credit Jason Kidd. I mean, he got this team off to that great start, particularly at home, and they built some confidence, and that helped propel them into the playoffs. Sad to say they were still near the bottom of the league, though, in attendance.
Yeah, the Bucks ended, guys, with a 23-18 record at home. Really impressive for a young team. They didn't have the largest margin of victory because they won a lot of close games here at the Bradley Center.
And one thing that made the Bucks so strong at home was their three-pointers, near the top in three-point percentage here at home. And easy to get the crowd into it when you knock a couple down from deep.
And so Monroe nails both of them.
And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond, and that took some getting used to.
Here's Antetokounmpo. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Back to Antetokounmpo. In the corner, Middleton with it, and it goes on a bounce. That one is off Smith. We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have, Clark, the long-range jumper teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power forward. He's not super athletic. Where he does his greatest damage is in the painted area. There's still value in that. 4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
Smith penetrating. Thompson misses.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And Jabari Parker is a rookie, drafted number 2 overall behind Andrew Wiggins. Park, there was much debate about which of these players, which of these prospects would be better NBA players. What do you think?
Well, I think both showed they're very capable of being stars in the league. Parker got off to a great start, averaging 30 minutes a game until, unfortunately, he had the ACL injury. And Wiggins, conversely, went on to have a big-time season, winning Rookie of the Year.
And when you compare Wiggins and Parker, really 2 different types of players. I mean, Wiggins has that unmatchable athleticism. Parker beats you with an incredible skill and passion. Also, tremendous maturity for such a young player.
He hits the second from the line.
And, you know, going back to Parker versus Wiggins, guys, I mean, that debate could last a long time. Both guys have the look of perennial all-stars. It could be the number of championship rings that ultimately separates them.
Here's Irving. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. Irving's got 6.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Now here's Carter Williams. And Monroe kicks to Parker. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Parker, a screen on James. Back to Parker. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. 5 points in the game.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Love. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. And Thompson throws it down.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
that
was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Now, here is Smith, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo, stolen by Thompson. Now, Cleveland moving it up. Lets it go from 11. Cleveland the rebound. Bucks trail by 3. It's stolen by Smith. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance. And that one's good, Irving.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. 17 points for him last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. You get a chorus of about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Well, that's got to wear on you.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with a timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Substitution here for Milwaukee. Plumlee, he's checked in for Monroe. Henson comes in for Jabari Parker. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Jefferson comes in for James. Ramon Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
the defense there got away with a major lapse. And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Vasquez, he's checked in for the Bucks. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Mo Williams is checked in for Kevin Love. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Cavaliers?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Here's Dellavedova. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
The Cavaliers leading by 3. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
Yes, Kevin, the crucial aspect for them in his mind is going to be making things tough inside for their opponent. He said they're physical, they like to mix it up. If we don't respond in time, they'll push us around and we'll get bullied all game. Back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Williams. O.J. Mayo missing his last shot. Screen by Jefferson. Shumpert in the corner. Wide open. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Bucks have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. To the inside, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Jefferson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Jefferson's got his first bucket of the night.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
Now here's Vasquez. 8 points his last outing. Henson the pass to Vasquez. Back to Henson. Down low. 4 on the clock. And Williams with the clear path to the hoop. And that one's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 7.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
No one near Mayo as he lets it go. Tries again. Henson shot is off. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Here's Shumpert. It's rebounded by Mayo.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. Shumpert dishes to Williams. And Jefferson wide open. He shoots. And another 3 for Cleveland.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Bucks trail by 10. And of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shifted the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s. .157 left in the first quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Fry. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his third assist on the night. Now Vasquez. Henson, a screen on Williams, and Plumlee kicks to Mayo. No good again that time.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Jefferson's shot is off.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And there's the feed to Vasquez. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's on Mo Williams. Vasquez, guys, remarkable consistency over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, his three-point percentage went up a little bit, Kevin, but that's about it. I mean, it's possible. We just need to accept that this is who he is. I mean, he's a good playmaker. He plays with great enthusiasm and energy, and we need to leave it there. Don't expect much more than that.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. James is checked in. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And talking about Vasquez, guys, good size for a point guard. Solid ball handler and playmaker when he's put in that role. But he needs the ball to be truly effective. And last season, the ball belonged to Kyle Lowry.
Here is Plumlee after the made shot from Mo Williams. Here's Vasquez. The Cavaliers pull it in. Williams has got 3 rebounds now in this one. LeBron outside. And Henson sends it back. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Jabari Parker's checked in for O.J. Mayer. .30 seconds left to play here in the first. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Fry. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
James against Middleton. LeBron drives in, steps back and shoots. Can't hit.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Cavaliers lead by 13. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season. Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him. Nothing rattles him.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And looking at what we've seen, Cavaliers pretty much in control here, it would appear.
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the center, locking down the middle. Now, here is Irving. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Smith, the pass to Love. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
Middleton. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Middleton's got his first basket of the night.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
The Cavaliers leading by 15.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Now, here is Irving. 10 points for him. Rejected by Monroe. Parker drives in. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower. Didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jefferson's checked in. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. J.R. Smith on the wing. Kicks it to Thompson. The 11-footer. That one a little long. Bucks trail by 13. Feeds to Carter Williams. Dishes it to Parker. Expanding his range. Carter Williams can't get it to go. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Bucks making a change here. Mayo's checked in. Here's Irving. He's got 10. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Smith against Parker. Thompson dishes to Irving. And another miss by Cleveland. And for Milwaukee, their shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Mayo kicks to Antetokounmpo. Jefferson with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 13. J.R. Smith on the wing. Parker with the steal. Now the Bucks moving it up. Antetokounmpo running. Good. Carter Williams has got his second basket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
So it's the Cavaliers now. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Irving with the ball. Now defended by Carter Williams. Shot clock at 3. Love. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Bucks trail by 11. Here's Carter Williams. Mayo with room to shoot. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Mayo's got 5 now.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the night.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great, was probably the Rookie of the Year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone, as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
And for Parker, he could have been in the Rookie of the Year running with his play, scoring just over 12 points a game and shooting almost 50% before the injury ended his season.
And the Bucks making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Then for the Cavaliers, Amon Shumpert's checked in for Jefferson, and it's Williams in for Smith. Both free throws good for Irving.
And even in the short glimpses of last season, you could see that Parker was the real deal. I mean, he had no problem finding ways to score, and even with his injury setback, he should be a great player for years to come.
And timeout call. Jason Kidd has had enough.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and it's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
To the inside, stolen by Thompson. Left side, Irving. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his third assist on the night. Bucks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Here's Antetokounmpo. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And still, I don't know that anyone can define what Giannis's position is. It's kind of still up in the air. I mean, he's played mostly on the wing a season ago, and thus far, maybe that could end up being the best fit.
Prior to last season, Giannis was experimenting with the point guard position for stretches during the summer league.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's just the type of guy whose size and length really allow him to guard every position.
True. Good on the second free throw. And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
You rarely see him missing dunks. But the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Here's Williams. 11 points for him in that last game against New York.
You know, going back to Giannis, he has the physical makeup and skill set to be a triple-double guy. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to fulfill his potential, except consistency. That's the area he's got to tighten up. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The Cavaliers leading by 14. Irving passes to Williams. Thompson sets the pick for Williams. Off the pick. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And talking about Giannis, he was clearly one of the very best players in that 2013 draft. Selected number 15 overall by the Bucks. And if you looking back, to me, that's what we'd have to call a steal with the kind of player he's developed into.
And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Botches the breakaway layup.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And so it's Cleveland with it, following the bucket by the Bucks. And Shumpert kicks to Love. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got his third rebound tonight. Bucks trail by 14. And here is Carter Williams. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And in college, guys, Miles Plumlee had an unusual competitor at his position. It was his younger brother, Mason. I mean, they actually had to compete against one another for playing time.
And the Bucks with some changes. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Vasquez comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Irving. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Well, Greg, going back to those Plumlee brothers you were talking about, there is competition. And then, Clark, you know, there's this friendly rivalry that'll always exist.
Yeah, the brotherly competition, if you will. They have similar bodies and share some of the same attributes as well. Drafted in back-to-back years, both toward the end of the first round. A lot of parallels.
A lot of similarities, you're right.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
Well, talking about Channing Frye last year, the three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, landing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
Now here's Vasquez. Inside, here's Bayless. That does not fall. Still looking for his first basket after 3 shots.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Clock at 4, and here's Frye for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Frye's got 10 points.
You know, what an advantage he brings to this offense, guys. I mean, being able to drain the 3-ball, that really can spread a defense and extend the defense as well.
Plumlee with the screen. And Bayless kicks to Plumlee. Drops in the layup for 2.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
Here's Shumpert. The kick out to Williams. It's a pick by Love. It's Williams with the drive. But they recover it. 3-pointer, Dellavedova. Rebounded by the Bucks. Plumlee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now Bayless. He's coming off a 10-point game against Denver. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around, and it's off from 3-point range. Cleveland leading by 15. Shumpert dishes to Love. The kick out to Williams. For 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Plumlee, the pass to Bayless. Now here's Vasquez, guarded by Shumpert. Vasquez can't get it to go.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Now Henson, following the 3-point attempt by Kevin Love. Henson with the screen. Here's Antetokounmpo, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And checking out some stats for Bayless. Last season's performance for him. Last year averaged 7 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
Well, you want a guy to come in who knows how to run the offense intelligently, and that's exactly what he does. Kind of like how you ran things, Greg.
That free throw missing.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. Then for the Cavaliers, LeBron comes in for Shumpert, and J.R. Smith's subbed in for Williams. And he sinks the second.
And, you know, the Bucks took a nice step by making it to the playoffs last season, but their ultimate goal is to win the division. They'll need to play better against the rest of the division in order to do that.
Jabari Parker's checked in for the Bucks. And Cleveland also making a change. Jefferson's checked in. It's stolen by Jefferson. Stolen by Middleton. The pass to Parker. The 11-footer. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Try. Good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Bucks trail by 16. And Bayless kicks to Parker. Here's Vasquez. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Now here is Smith. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Knicks in New York.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Here is Bayless. Middleton for 3. Can't get it to go. Jefferson with some nice D. James dishes to Dellavedova. There's the pick. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 6th rebound on the night. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And boy, how good was Chris Middleton last season? I mean, always a deep shooter who could stretch the floor. He hits the weight room in the offseason and became a much stronger defender. Now he's one of the more promising 3-and-D guys in the league.
And for Chris Middleton last season, he went up in points, assists, rebounds, but went down in turnovers.
Boy, what an improvement for this young man. A late bloomer. I liked him when he was at Texas A&M, still growing into his body, playing with great confidence, and he can spray that thing from three. I like his promise.
Both shots good from the stripe. We talk about players who don't get a lot of recognition that probably deserve some. For me, Chris Middleton, Clark.
He's at the top of the list in that regard for me too, Kevin. I mean, really a revelation for the Bucks the last couple of years. He's a really good all-around forward who can do everything well.
It's taken away by Smith. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
The Bucks have gone 9 of 13 from the line. Free throw, no good from Vasquez. The Cavaliers leading by 16. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. The Cavaliers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And that one falls for Jefferson.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
I tell you what, nice job making the most of their opportunity.
He's off on the second. Milwaukee's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. James outside. Pass to Smith. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Cleveland ahead, leading by 17. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. It seems, LeBron, like so far the team is on a mission. What sort of message did you want to send here early?
It's really a message to ourselves, knowing that we got to get back to playing the way we know how to play, defending at a high level, executing offensively. No message sent to anyone else but ourselves.
Thank you, LeBron. Kevin, this team has a message all its own.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith, and it's the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And the approach in that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward, and it's Monroe in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Jason Kidd.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch 4, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. It's stolen by Smith. And James with the basket on the assist by Smith. 6 points for LeBron.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Offensive rebound. Here's Monroe. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And the Bucks with possession here. Here's Parker. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got 3 rebounds now in this one. As Greg was talking about Clark, back to Love, it wasn't his choice to camp out from 3 last year. It was designed that way to create operating space for both LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's hard to ask a successful post player not to play to his strengths, but Love made the sacrifice, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that, Kevin.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role, didn't let the move bother him, and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
And it's strangely last year, all the talk in the media on the Cavs goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. Pass to Carter Williams. They double him with LeBron. Here's Antetokounmpo, and that one is hammered home.
His eyes just simply light up when he gets that close to the bucket. And you just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big 3 found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
On the wing, Irving. Defended by Middleton. There's the dish to Thompson. Good D by Parker. The Bucks have gotten just 1 of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for Chris Middleton. A switch here also for Cleveland. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Smith. Timeout called the Bucks.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
Antetokounmpo against James. Good on the shot. That's now 8 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Love with the screen on Carter Williams. Irving double team. And it's Love penetrating. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 9 points for Love.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Monroe kicks to Parker. 11 feet away. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And the Bucks making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. And Parker drops them both.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Now here's James. 8 points for him. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Had the space there, but it's offline. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Mayo, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Back to Mayo. And James pulls it down. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on O.J. Mayo. Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Cavaliers?
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Free throw, good. Shumpert.
And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the barrel to a 6th place finish in that Eastern Conference?
Williams, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And both free throws good for Shumpert. And for the Bucks, a lot of their improvement came, Greg, as you're talking about, in their play against the Eastern Conference. They went 30-22, Clark, against the rest of the conference.
A nice step for a young team, but you look at it more closely. Basically, the Bucks beat teams they should have beaten, but you know, Kevin, the good teams do that consistently, so a good step for them.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Irving dishes to Thompson. Plumlee with some nice D.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Carter Williams kicks to Antetokounmpo. Parker sets the screen for Mayo. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. That's 7 points for O.J. Mayo. The Cavaliers leading by 20. Williams kicks to Irving. It's a pick by Love. Irving drives in, misses the layup.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Carter Williams against Williams. Carter Williams, the pass to Plumlee. Blanketed by the D, fights to the rim for the layup. Plumlee's got 8 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And he gets it to go.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Plumlee. 8 points for him. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. 8th in scoring. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
Shumpert, Plumlee with some nice D.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot.
Can't cash in from close range. The Cavaliers leading by 21. Irving dishes to Shumpert. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 6th assist on the night. The Bucks have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Now here's Carter Williams. 6 points for him. Plumlee with the screen. Mayo kicks to Carter Williams. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Love grabs the board. The Cavaliers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%.
All right, a moment now to see the numbers for Iman Shumpert. Last season's performance for him averaged 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
Plumlee, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. The Cavaliers leading by 23.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Here's Carter Williams. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. He's got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. 8 points for Michael Carter Williams.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
Timeout called, Cleveland. On the subject of Michael Carter Williams, his assists went up last season. His rebounds went up last season as well. But, Greg, the one thing he can't seem to lock down is his shooting stroke.
Yeah, last season hitting just 38% from the field. And you expect more out of him at this stage. But remember, this is a young player. And oftentimes, your field goal percentage isn't necessarily a reflection of your ability to make shots, but more so your ability to take good ones. So shot selection, I think, plays a role for him as well.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. John Henson's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Vasquez comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter Williams. Now, here is Irving. He's got 17. For 3, Fry cannot hit. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Cleveland's head coach was saying to his team. He told Kyrie Irving that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thanks, Doris.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
And that one's good. Parker. The Cavaliers leading by 23. The screen from Thompson. Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 6. Jefferson dishes to Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. The Bucks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. And Bayless kicks to Plumlee. No good. Good D by Thompson.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Here's Dellavedova. And another miss by Cleveland.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Smith has checked in. Jefferson's shot is off.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
The feed now to Middleton. Fires for three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 5th assist in this one. The Cavaliers leading by 20. 1:39 left to play here in the third. Jefferson, that's good. Vasquez with it. He has 5. Middleton outside. Henson with the screen. Here's Bayless. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Dellavedova kicks to Fry. To the paint. Here's Thompson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Thompson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Henson the pass to Bayless. Henson with the screen, and Bayless kicks to Vasquez. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17, also 7-7 at home, 10-10 on the road, 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Parker. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
You know, just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41. Boy, Vasquez, man, what an example of tremendous passing skill.
The Cavaliers leading by 19. The drive by James. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
Of it over. In the corner, Smith with it. 4 seconds left. The shot is off. Bayless. No good. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Cleveland ahead, running away with it. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. We welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Now, Antetokounmpo and Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Fry in at the 5 spot.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges. You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
Now here's Middleton following the miss by Kevin Love. Shot by Mayo is no good.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Dellavedova dishes to Love. J.R. Smith on the wing. Back to Love. Love with another miss.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And Channing Frye gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Antetokounmpo's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Bucks. James, the pass to Smith. There's the screen. He kicks it to Frye. James outside. Here's Smith. Rebound, Milwaukee. Monroe's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And good on the basket. Booking. And it's 9 points for Chris Middleton.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Outside Mayo. He dishes it to Middleton. Mayo kicks to Middleton. They set the pick. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. J.R. Smith picks one up.
Well, Antetokounmpo on this one. He's got 10 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous. And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished 3rd in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
And the Bucks making a change here. Parker's checked in. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. He's perfect from the line this time. Cleveland did win the Central, as you alluded to, won 11 in-division games against what was a very tough division.
No easy opponents in that Central Division last year. 3 teams in the playoffs, and 1 was knocking on the door. The Cavs did what they needed to do to bring home the banner. Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Carter Williams dishes to Monroe. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Shoots from the baseline. That one a little long. The Cavaliers leading by 20. Here's Irving. Here's LeBron. Love the pass to Thompson. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Bucks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Parker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. LeBron dishes to Irving. No coverage that time. Irving's got 19 points.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Up top, Carter Williams. He's covered by Irving. Monroe. And that's collected by Love. Love's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Smith the pass to Irving.
And guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Milwaukee has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Parker drives in. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And that's 11 points for Jabari Parker. Last year we saw Kawhi Leonard win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Draymond Green was runner-up, and although he was a power forward, I thought, Clark, he was defending on the perimeter quite a bit.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, it's only the 8th time out of 33 Defensive Player of the Year awards that's not been given to a big guy. So, well earned by Kawhi Leonard, and Draymond Green very easily could have won the award, too.
That's good. 14 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing.
We knew he was a prolific scorer and a rebounder when he was a 5-star recruit out of high school. So, Clark, this is nothing new for him.
I think what you see, Kevin, is the added muscle coming into play and benefiting him. He's just an average athlete, but being stronger makes him more effective.
And so Greg Monroe nails both of them.
Monroe has been putting up some strong numbers. He has 9 rebounds, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
Bucks trail by 16. Carter Williams with it. Passes it to Parker. Back to Carter Williams. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And when it comes to Michael Carter Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size, he's a good athlete, he plays hard, but he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
Well, going back to Michael Carter Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, and you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessarily where you'd like it to be. At times he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. This guy just really struggled. But the talent is there. It's just going to take some time for him to mature. And the jury's really still out on him.
Bucks have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Kicks to Parker. Screen by Monroe. Back to Carter Williams. He's looking for Monroe and finds it. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 5 assists in the game. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Dishes it to Thompson. Looking to end the drought. The shot is off. Bucks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Carter Williams, the pass to Monroe. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Greg Monroe. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Monroe. He's off on the second. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Smith, no good. And here is Carter Williams. And it's Monroe at the elbow. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Now Irving. Love with the screen on Carter Williams. Irving kicks to Love. Clock at 6. The drive by Smith. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
John Henson's checked in for Greg Monroe. So he comes up empty at the line. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA, and Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. Here's Irving after the basket by Milwaukee. Thompson, a screen on Carter Williams. And Henson sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Here's Smith. Feeds it to Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. On offense, here are the Bucks. They're on a 19-7 run. Henson, a screen on Irving. Carter Williams dishes to Henson. Here's Parker. No good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Smith's shot is good.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Now the pass to Henson. Middleton outside. There's the screen. No luck. Smith with the defensive effort. The Cavaliers leading by 12. From down low, they get it back. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And Middleton the bucket on the assist from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 8 now on the night. LeBron outside. Pass to Smith. Shoots. Green for 2 points. And the Cavaliers lead by 12. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And how much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. The consistency, phenomenal.
And talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort. It's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated?
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Jason Kidd was just going over the plan with his team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Now here's Middleton. Can't hit from in close.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense. Sometimes you can catch the defense napping when you make a strong pass like that in transition. You know, on the topic of LeBron, one of the few areas where he could improve consistency in is from the three-point line. 3 years ago, he hit over 40% from downtown. 2 years ago, 38. Then last year, down to 35.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. Kicks it out to Love. Pass to LeBron. Love outside. On the wing, Irving. Love kicks to James. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Smith. Smith missing again.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Here's Middleton. It's rebounded by Cleveland. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. In the corner, Smith with it for the three. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 6th assist on the night.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Cavaliers.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seems.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Craig. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Kyrie Irving. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Here's Carter Williams, and it's sent back by Irving. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Love outside. Smith for 3. Smith missing again. And it's Middleton penetrating. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Love. Outside Irving. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered defensively that enabled you to win this ball game?
I mean, well, they broke us down still off the bounce. We want to do a better job of trying to keep our chest in front of them, but we did a really good job of contesting their shots, and it allowed us to get on the boards and get rebounds.
Perhaps not perfect, LeBron, but certainly good enough. Thank you so much. Kev, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports